I'm saying this is a 1.5% to 2% economy. I'm not saying this economy is growing gangbusters, and I'm also saying that the change we've had over time in the unemployment rate, not inconsistent with economy.
Hey, Rick, what are you saying? Rick,
I haven't changed that one bit.
Let me ask, Rick, what are you saying exactly? The BLS is given, where do they get their, they get numbers from somewhere, right? Where would they?
Why would you ask Rick that question?
Because I'm tired of listening to you. Where do you think some of these numbers would come from, Rick? How would this work?
That's puzzling. That's good stuff, Joe.
I'm going to give him a chance. He said he's here, and then you talk for 5 minutes. Go ahead.
As opposed to you?
You know, we could argue about the process. We could look at how the BLS outsources to the Census Bureau. We could look at how the Census Bureau operates, where their jurisdiction is, what shifted in '09, but we don't need to go there.
Right.
Everybody's protesting too much. Here's what I will say. We have a stock market at multi-year highs. We don't have an economy that's at multi-year highs. You can put any jobs level, 100, 125,000 you want, put it forward and say it's going to be the new benchmark, because that's under the guise of this shrinking labor force.
Right.
So that number isn't really viable either. All I can tell you is there was no doubt in my mind a month ago it would be under 8%. There was no doubt in my mind 5 minutes before the number would be under 8%. Take it any way you want.
No,
You can't take it any way you want, Rick, because what you're implying with your comment
I'm not
is that
implying anything.
Oh, no.
I'm telling you, and it turned out that way.
Rick?
I'm a market whisperer.
Why say it? Why say it? Because your whole point, which was the same point that Jack Welch
and I like people
that
to get the benefit of my 32 years in the market. There was no doubt it would be under 8. It is under 8.
Why did you have no doubt, Rick?
Oh, shit.
Why did you have no doubt?
Because I no doubt.
Why did you have no doubt?
Why did you have no doubt? And I can tell you that the current trend of these numbers is no different than the current trend of other numbers. Hey, I'm not Nigel Farage. I don't want a $5,000 check to write. I'm telling you, there was no doubt in my mind. We love Nigel,
was there no doubt,
and that's
Rick?
the end of the conversation.
Steve, let me
Draw
ask
your
you
own
this.
conclusion, Steve. Connect the dots.
I don't.
I'm connecting the dots, and I'm asking you to be honest about the dot connecting that you're implying.
I'm honest.
You're not
under
being
8.
honest.
It was under 8. What else do you want?
Okay.
What else do you need?
Here's my
Fact
question.
is a fact is a fact.
Make it up.
We know the unemployment number is a pretty volatile number that can swing around.
Right.
Would you guess that it gets revised higher
No,
next time around?
they don't revise. Everybody's wrong about that. They do not revise the unemployment. They come back in and they revise the population estimate. They'll come back and revise the payroll data because they get more data that way.
We did go back up even on better jobs numbers. We went from 8.1 back to 8.3.
Look, there's a lot of interesting stuff that goes on inside the unemployment.
I
mean, what happened with the unemployment? What happened with the part-time?
Well, that's the other thing.
20 to 24-year-olds, 20 to 24-year-olds that are in school, kicking up the student loans. Look at the Sally Mae research.
Right. And by the way, you've had a surge in that.
So they had the biggest drop in unemployment in 64 years, and that was out early. But you know what? If you were looking for conspiracies,
as I reported
and
that
I'm
morning,
not, but if you were, you only need to change a certain number.
I also reported, by the way,
that U6 was 14.6%.
how ridiculously sloppy this would be as a conspiracy. Because they said that you had this surge in part-time. You can look that up. They said the U6. Why wouldn't you go in and fudge the whole thing while you're at it to make it something that's actually believable?
Why?
None of it is believable as a conspiracy.
Come on, you can't get 3 people to agree on a car accident description. If you were going to pull it off, you would do it by a 20 to 24-year-old, or by the polling, or by the questions.
Rick, there's been the last 3 Septembers they've had this number surge, part-time for economic reasons. So if this is a conspiracy, Rick, it goes back 3 years.
I didn't say it was a conspiracy, and I didn't get that's all your words. Okay, you want to talk about next month's number 2?
It's a little bit too cheap by half.
If somebody tells you you're going to win the lotto tomorrow and you win the lotto tomorrow, that's a good call. Leave it at that.
Okay, well, let's leave it at that, if we could. Steve and Rick, we thank you for the perspective this morning.